Does that look fresh?
That's sealed. It's a full sealed.
So this is 4 years old, man.
You try it?
No. I am a little bit of a prepper, so I ordered a bunch of freeze-dried food just in case. You should always have a backup plan. I think if it comes time for eat or die, I'll eat. The way the world is these days, you never know when you're going to wake up and things have changed. You've got to be proactive, not reactive. Matt, we need your strong back. Put your mind in neutral like it normally is. Let's go. You got your gloves? It's cold.
For what?
You got to move 600 pounds.
How many boxes?
One big pallet. We'll just slide it on the snow. I ordered a bunch of freeze-dried food. I've been procrastinating about it for years and years, but any of you guys that watched the original series, you saw us, we had the doomsday bus whenever they thought everybody was gonna die from COVID and I was getting prepped.
We're sliding it?
Yes, Matt. Ooh, we keep coming on top of you.
Why don't we just carry the boxes?
Well, we'll dry sliding it. If not, plan B is we fire up the skid steer.
Where are my gloves?
I think you need, the ones with the little bitties and the little strings.
I don't think the Ritalин's working that well.
To me, freeze-dried food is like insurance. You never want to have to use it, but it's good to have. So, I mean, I always insure all of my vehicles. I don't take any chances. Yeah, I mean, I know the stuff is freeze-dried, but it's kind of
What?
shit.
Mike, you know what? You know what I would do? I would wear these on the inside with another glove, or just two of these.
Yeah.
In northern Alberta on Highway Through Hell in Fort McMurray.
And you were always toasty warm, right?
Yes, I think I have residual.
Frostbite.
Okay, so first thing Mike's gonna do is try and pick the glass out so he can preserve the.
That's okay. They were way over-dried. I'm sorry, yeah. Those were freeze-dried. Those are dried cherries. Yeah, I'm not gonna eat the glass. I'm sorry. I'm not. Matt, look for dust pan. There's one right there. Give me the
Well, there are
dust
dust pans right there, just
at
right
that.
perfectly waiting for you.
Out of broom. That big chunk of glass. Can you get it? Well, Matt's not doing much physical labor. I am sorry I spilt the jar of freeze-dried cherries. Just I never saw him there, and anyway, I don't like wasting food. I just don't want Lincoln to here. Move your fifth. Why
is there a razor blade there?
Okay, so much for that.
Okay, so much for the
So we're down to some dried food. Good thing I got more coming. See, this here is gourmet freeze-dried food. A place called Fresh Tap. Thing is with freeze-dried, it can sit on the counter, it can sit in your fridge, it can sit in your freezer, and it's always there for you. It's one of the best ways of saving food, dehydrating and freeze-drying. So they do like, for hikers, like high-end stuff is like 20 bucks a meal, but they said unless you're hiking, one bag will feed 2 people.
Oh, really?
So basically I bought some high-end stuff for somebody that's
high-end.
fussy, and I get all the,
You get all the.
and I
You
get
get the dried cherries and broken glass. No, you get the dried cherries and broken glass.
Yeah.
What is this?
600 pounds of freeze-dried food.
How much was that?
$7,000.
What?
I mean, I've stayed in business 25 years running my construction company because, I mean, we had to bid a lot of jobs. You had to lay your ass on the line, and you always hoped everything went perfect, but you didn't bid it that way. You bid it for worst case scenario, and because I mean, the odds are it's going to go worse than what you think it is. I mean, been building cars for 5 years. We've never come in under budget and ahead of schedule. So hope for the best, plan for the worst.
I think we might need the skid steer, Matt. What do you think? Skid steer.
Yeah, so this is not moving.
No, we
You
need
can hand bomb it.
I can just take the skid steer and then we'll just go park it in front of the Porsche. Yeah, well, I mean, even though it's freeze-dried, I don't want it sitting out here freezing or...
No.
Okay, yeah, let's fire up the skid steer.
We're gonna start.
Yeah. Do we have ignition? Oh, no, we don't want 24 volts. We want 12 volts. Ooh, it's getting low. It might not start. We might have to do this later, or we might have to unpack it and manhandle it if my charger's dead, or we'll do it later, but let's see. Hey guys, Mike here from Rust Brothers. Just giving you guys a little heads up. We got some special St. Patrick's Day merch coming out, limited edition, March 6th to 17th only. Check it out. You can see it, you can buy it, rustbrostv.com. It's the same fit, same quality, same shirts, just a little special twist for St. Patrick's Day. There's a little bit of green on it. Anyway, check it out, rustbrostv.com. Limited edition St. Patrick's Day merch, March 6th, March 17th only. If you want it, get it before it's gone. Hold on. Okay. Matt, turn it off and open the door before I gas us out.
in the morning when you get it out of the way.
What do you mean?
I'll just park it in here for the time being.
Good enough. Close enough, and who cares?
Yeah. So here, we'll open the box just to see. But I think there's like 300,000 calories in here. So basically, even though I'm not Mormon, I really admire the Mormons because they breed a culture of be prepared. I mean, every time you watch a picture of a hurricane or a tornado or a tsunami, there's everybody rushing and the shelves are empty and it's a bit late. Think about it, plan ahead, and then if something, same thing, you should always have a little bit of money out of the bank. I learned that when I watched what happened to Puerto Rico, right? Didn't matter if you had money or not. There was no electricity, there was no bank machines, there was no money. If you didn't have something to trade or food, you had nothing. So, I mean, it's always at the back of my head. I mean, people don't realize how precarious our existence is. We all depend on electricity. We depend on a coronal mass ejection not hitting the planet. We depend on the power lines not going down. We depend on when you turn the tap, the water is gonna run and you can flush your poop down the toilet. Well, when that doesn't happen, or as a wise man once said, we're 72 hours away from anarchy. If you live in a big city and the shit hits the fan, in 72 hours, things are going really bad really quick. That's why I like living out in the country. You might have 5 days. Or if you're prepared, you could go for a year.
Hey, you there?
Hey, I'm right here. What's on your mind today?
We're just wondering, from the perspective of the best preppers and apocalypse.
How long does the Mormon faith say you should have food supplies for put away?
In case of the end of the world.
In case of emergency. I mean, the odds are it's not gonna happen, you're never gonna need it, but that's why you have life insurance.
From the perspective of the best preppers, and I'd say the Mormon faith leans into preparedness, there's a strong recommendation to store about a year's supply of food per person. They
There we
also
go.
encourage.
I'm not a doom and gloomer, but you should think about worst case scenario. Not dwell on it, you know, and I mean, I'm not gonna go and live in a cave and live on camels and something, but I mean, if something goes sideways, it's nice to have a backup plan.
Keep going.
Of course, alongside food, they also recommend water storage and essential non-food items.
Like
Things
guns, bullets.
They definitely emphasize self-reliance. Though officially it's more about practical preparedness than firepower. But every prepper might have their own twist.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If any more end of the world or even just everyday questions pop up, I'm here.
Thank you.
I will never use that. Okay, here, let's just see what
Yeah,
they
let's see
are.
what you got.
Okay, like everything's supposed to come in like 5-gallon pails, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
This is,
Well,
like extreme prepping.
well, this is like 25
Unboxing.
year stuff. Like it's good for 25 years.
I thought it was 25 years old.
No, it's good.
Aged dry
Let's
goods.
see. See? See, it comes in these tubs.
Oh wow, where is this from?
This is
Legacy?
Legacy Premium. So this is premium 120 serving of entrees. So you've got 2 Italian pasta, 2 pasta Alfredo, 3 pasta Primavera.
Oh, it's real
3
food.
enchiladas. But yeah, but it's all free. Yeah, it's real food, but it's freeze dried and it'll store for 25 years.
You add water to it?
Yeah, or you boil it. We live in a rainy area. I mean, I've got access to creeks. We've got wells. We've got running water. I have water even if the power goes out. So I'm pretty sure I'm always going to have water. So water, heat, and that food, and you can live. I guess you can eat it cold, but take a while to rehydrate it. Yeah, boiling water. No.
So what does it look like?
Well,
Can you see it, or is it gonna break the seal?
no, it should be sealed in bags. Here, okay, grab. Right? Let's just see. It should be sealed in.
Well, you don't want
it?
to unseal it.
No, okay, yeah. So basically, this is a year's insurance for 2 people. So if
This here?
Yeah.
Just that.
No, this.
This whole thing.
This is like basically this is, or maybe it's 2 years for 2 people. I forget, but anyway, there's 300,000 calories. So if you figure
2,000 calories a day.
we have that's
To survive, you need
1,000.
1,000,
You can survive on 1,000. So if there's 2,000, so 300 days
at 1,000.
at 2,000
Yes.
is 7,000
for 2 people.
So this is actually 2 years for 2 people.
Yes.
Because there would be 700 days at 4,000 a day would be 280,000. There's like 300,000 calories here.
Yeah. I wonder if you get bored of eating the same stuff over and again, or are you just happy that you're alive?
I think if it comes time for eat or die, I'll eat.
Yeah, so you'll.
But I mean, I'm sure it's good. I mean, there's variety. With ICBC, I'd probably spend 10, 15, 20,000 bucks a year for insurance. Well, this is $7,000 and it gives me 25 years insurance against the apocalypse. You hope for the best. You always hope it's going to be good and rainbows and sunshine and lollipops, but it could be a gong show, and it's better to be prepared and not need it than not be prepared and need it.
A direct nutrition to save your life.
Unlike most of my insurance, I like having it. I hope I never use it. But if you don't have it, when you do have the crash or the world, then what?
Yeah.
Anyway,
So how much? So this is 2 years for 2 people.
yeah.
So I should get one of these for my family on the island.
Well, if you believe in being, I mean, I don't know.
I would say I should be based on your enthusiastic.
Well, no, but it's just, I mean, it is a lot of money, but again, it's not. Yeah, but what did Brad say? $20,000.
20,000 bucks in rims and tires.
Tires, yes. What happens, and even though they are really tasty looking, I don't think they chew very good. Anyway, it's just like, I mean, a lot of people can't afford to prep. I'm lucky I can, and like I said, it's insurance. So hopefully after a couple of years, we might just try some and eat some and recycle it. But I mean, it's not what you want to eat every day, day in, day out, but a calorie is a calorie.
Yes, of course.
Right?
Cool.
Okay, there you go.
That's a great educational moment for preparedness.
Yes. Well, the whole world, I mean, look at all the countries that never thought it would happen to them, right? Europe, World War II, and Iran, and like, I mean, as the Americans, when they put sanctions and 500,000 children died, that would have kept 5 or 10 or 20 children alive for 2 years at subsistence wages, right? Or subsistence caloric intake. So I don't know. The way the world's going, I mean, you just look at the world. There's a lot of bad stuff happening everywhere. A lot of people think it can't happen here. Well, most of the world thought it couldn't happen where they are. I do like to be prepared.
Yes.
Because I've been talking about it for 5 years and I've never done it. If you are able to, you should think about it. Otherwise, you're living in a dream. Life is not a dream. If it was, we'd all be billionaires and living on a yacht somewhere. It's not.
Oh, you've never done this?
No, I've talked about it. Oh,
You do have freeze-dried goods in your
Yeah, and we can and stuff.
And you got some 2-year-old frozen smoked meat on the freezer.
Yeah,
Let's go
that's
see
right.
that.
Yeah. Here's what Matt preserves, and then he gives it to me so we can kill me.
I gave it to you fresh.
Oh, does this look fresh?
That is a sealed.
Oh, does that look fresh?
That's sealed. It's a full sealed thing.
Where's the best before date?
January 9th, 2022.
So this is 4 years old, Matt.
You try it?
No.
It's been frozen.
Ask Chat.
How much was that? $220.
I know. Okay, ask Chat.
What a waste.
Ask Chat GTP. Let's see what.
You know what that is? That's a bribe gone to waste.
Yes. Ask Chat GTP. GPT.
Hey, are you there?
Still here. Looks like we've got a good rhythm. Anything else on your mind?
Yeah, Mike from Rust
Would
Valley
you-
has a question.
Would you eat a 4-year-old smoked meat Pete's smoked meat that has been in a freezer for 4 years?
You know, Mike would probably joke his way through that one. If it's been continuously frozen solid and properly sealed, it's likely safe, though the flavor or texture might not be as appetizing. But hey, if it smells right, maybe a tiny nibble. Then let Mike go first.
After 4 years. I don't think I'm going to eat it, and I'm not going to feed it to my dog. 4-year-old meat, maybe if I was starving. But anyway, I don't think so. I think I'm throwing it in the garbage.
Oh, I'm hearing him. 4 years is definitely pushing it. Technically, frozen food can stay safe. It definitely at 0 degrees Fahrenheit or below, but the quantity, that's another story. If it's a prized smoked meat, I'd say maybe it's time for a fresh batch. No need to play apocalypse roulette.
Thank you very much. We're going to let Matt eat it. It's come a long way, AI. I'm not a firm believer in AI. I think it's going to be as much of a detriment as it is a bonus. I mean, hopefully all the world's good, but when people rely on somebody else to make all their decisions, they don't make decisions without asking AI, or they don't trust their own instinct. I mean, I know some answers when I just Google things on the internet come by as AI assist, but
I do not have a personal AI assistant that I talk to like Matt and a lot of the film guys do. And I mean, you know, you ask them you give them 3 setups and they write a manuscript or they write a screenplay for you. And I'd rather make it up or create it myself. I mean, it's just like kids now, they graduate from grade 12, they don't know their 12 times tables. Why? Because in grade 1, they give them a cell phone or a calculator. You've got to use your brain. It's a muscle. You don't use it, it atrophies.
Why did you give him an Aussie accent or an English
I
accent?
want him to be like, what's his name from Avengers, Tony Stark's guy there.
Jarvis.
I want him to be like
Jonathan.
No, I want him to be like Jarvis, not
Oh,
Jonathan.
Jarvis, okay.
Remember, guys, if you like what you're seeing, helps us, like, subscribe, share, and comment. And remember, those that have should give. Peace, love, and joy. Be prepared.